I just wanted to come on here and say that last night was a massive victory for all of us. For me, my friend, and my lawyer. Because William, John, and Southern did something that you are not allowed to do for a legal court proceeding Zoom call, which is they live streamed it on John's YouTube channel, which is illegal.
Fellas, I have to tell you something. Cyraxx is going to be taking all of us down to Pound Town by Thursday, and I'm very scared. I am going to be very upset whenever Cyraxx decides that everybody's going to be going to jail and or prison. And this is no joke, as you're going to be hearing him talk about how John's lawyer is fake, and that John made a mistake in streaming their Zoom call with the court case. Cyraxx has been upset with John, but they finally had court not that long ago, and it's just all a bunch of baloney per usual. It's all stuff fed on a silver platter towards Chance. And the best part about it is that he believes that his lawyer is real, meanwhile John's lawyer is fake, and that it's illegal to hire a fake lawyer. Phenomenal. I definitely believe that somebody would hire a fake lawyer with thousands of dollars that they could get with a real lawyer. But I digress. Cyraxx believes that once and for all, by Thursday, the trolls are going to be going downhill, and he's going to defeat them with the might of the goblin power. So without a further ado, let's get on with the next clip.
And there more than likely will not be another meeting because me and my friend were doing some talking. Me and my brother Celeste, we were doing some talking. And he agrees that this lawyer is fake as the way he acted was very unprofessional. And the reason why I did what I did was to lure him out. Because I had a hunch this guy was fake as hell. So I called him on his shit. And that's the kind of person that I am. I don't give a shit if we're in the middle of a Zoom call that's official. If it's sanctioned or whatever, I don't care. If I smell bullshit, I'm going to call it out. Because that's what a decent person does. You call out the bullshit where you fucking see it. The way he acted, how he handled everything, the way he tried to lure me into doing shit and saying shit that I was not going to say, that makes him fake as hell. But I can say this, that I won my case. Now my friend just has to win his, which is a no-brainer. I know what people are going to say, oh, like, you didn't win your case. Oh, trust me, I won. And in a major way, too. In a lot more ways than what people realize, which are going to be shown here over the next coming weeks. These guys think that their lawyer is real, but really he's not. I studied that video footage from last night, and the way he handled himself, a real lawyer does not do what this man did. A real lawyer does not sit there and be like, oh, I need you to say this. Nah, fuck that. If you're gonna sit there and try to get me to say shit to make me look like a criminal, you can go fuck yourself.
Listen, Chance, you're gonna have to be asked questions in court of things that you don't like and that you don't want to respond to. And this particular question is resulting in you freaking out and you losing your mind over something that you did a while ago. The Mass Homofia situation from way back when, in which Cyraxx said in a text message to a teenager that he was 30 years old but looks 14. You know, 30 but I look 14. Classic Cyraxx quote. And Cyraxx is deeply upset that anybody would ever bring this up, even though he's the one who did it and he's the one who proceeds to talk about teenagers on a pretty regular basis. I mean, it wasn't that long ago he was arguing about the age of consent, but I digress. He's also talking about this person, Celeste, in which is one of the many buddy trolls that has been newly found by Cyraxx. Like, there's this other one called Bloodbath. I'm not sure what their deal is or who they are, but they're likely just more buddy trolls feeding Cyraxx false information. I mean, you heard it right here where he said that him and Celeste were talking, and they were talking about how John lawyer's fake. I can tell you worth a salt, man, that it doesn't really matter. This whole thing is fake. Everything about this is fake, and Cyraxx is none the wiser to all of it. And Celeste is another one of Cyraxx's fake friends anyway, along with this guy named Bloodbath. I don't know too much about him either, but it's just a bunch of buddy trolls making Cyraxx look like a fool per usual because they make him believe in things that just are not real, and he's gullible enough to believe it. So let's just move on.
Matter of fact, there might not even be another meeting after I sent my lawyer all the evidence about how you sat there knowingly in the live stream, knowing that it was being live streamed, knowing that Zoom call was being live streamed. I don't even think there's going to even need to be a second meeting. Because guess what? That's gonna be jail time for all you especially you, John. You sitting there live streaming that shit on your channel, that's illegal. And the fact that your lawyer tried to bring up my past against me, no. You don't get to do that shit. A real lawyer does not bring up somebody's past unless it's directly relevant to the case. And my past is not relevant to the case. What you guys did to me is what's relevant to the case. Not my past, your past. Therefore, you do not have the right to bring up my past. But me, I have every right to bring up your past all I want. All the shit you guys have done to me, all the trauma you guys have caused me, the fact that because of you guys, I now suffer from PTSD, I suffer from depression, anxiety, panic attacks, anxiety attacks. I'm constantly in fight or flight mode all the time. I sleep very lightly because I don't know if something's gonna pop off or not. Therefore, John, William, if I was you, I'd tell your lawyer to stop pretending because we know he's fake. We know this.
It's bizarre whenever he's talking about past because he straight up says that they're not allowed to bring up his past, but he's allowed to talk about their past because he has a double standard for himself compared to other people. Cyraxx believes himself to be a saint. And this is true. I mean, just hear the way that he talks. This guy believes that he's justified and innocent in every sort of, that he is going to be getting the trolls down once and for all, and he's going to be done with it. And he's talking about this fake lawyer like it's a big bombshell, even though it's like, yeah, all of these lawyers are fake, including yours, Chance. All of them are. It's just how it is with the nature of the troll community and what happens around there. It's also bizarre that he's not celebrating that they do have a fake lawyer, because wouldn't this be helpful towards him? Because a fake lawyer would be a very pitiful defense. If somebody is your lawyer and doesn't know what they're doing and never went to law school, how the hell do you expect them to defend you properly? Cyraxx, you should be happy about that. Yet here you are angry at them about it. And I don't understand why, because this would supposedly be a good thing for you. So this is just weird and confusing all around.
I ain't going to jail. You know what I'm gonna be doing when this is all said and done? I'm gonna be living my life in peace, baby. I'm going back to the way that I used to be, being who I used to be, and being how I need to be. I'm not gonna be sitting here doing the same song and dance bullshit that I've been forced to do over the last 6 goddamn years. And if anybody has a problem with me protecting my peace and doing what I need to do, here's all I have to say to you. Sit and rotate, because I'm not part of that community. I walked away from that shit a while ago, And last night just sealed the win for me and my brother. And marked a very significant time in YouTube history. And marked the downfall of Marty, William, Southern, and everyone. It marked the end of the troll era and the beginning of the Cyraxx Nation era once again. It solidified me as innocent. I did not send any weapons.
It's wild to me that he's still talking about Marty. I mean, he said it right there, that Marty is gonna see his downfall. And it's just like, Chance, dude, you know Marty's gone. He's not coming back. There's no necromancer that's gonna be able to bring him back. I mean, Chance, you know that magic is not real, even though you talked about it about last year, but still. You need to stop talking about Marty, man. It's creepy and disturbing, and I don't think anybody appreciates that. He said that he's not going to jail for his past. He could may or may not be held accountable for in the state of Ohio. If he was in Florida, he'd be done for, man. The Florida laws over there are very different. They would not treat him the same over there compared to Ohio. However, Cyraxx again believes that all of this is real, even as silly and ridiculous as it may be, which is Cyraxx's little cartoon world. He's falling for all these little tricks again because he's a little goblin man, my friends, and little goblin men, they can't quite learn or grasp concepts such as law, rules, regulations, anything that makes a foundation for society. Goblins just cannot grasp. It's not within their green hands to hold and rub all over their face like a tub of butter. So we're gonna have to accept that Cyraxx doesn't know anything about law or regulation or even rules rules. Cyraxx is the kind of guy to run around the pool even when the lifeguard tells him to stop, man, because he's just hardcore like that. Cyraxx is. He doesn't care about what anybody thinks.
While yes, I have done shit that I am not proud of in the past to put a stop to it due to Akron's failure to do their job against these people, I did what I had to do because I had no choice. Am I proud of it? No. But I did what I had to do. Whether it was me pulling out my am I proud of what I did? No. Do I regret it? Am I proud of what I did? No. Do I regret what I did though? No. I don't regret it. Because I did what I had to do. I was in survival mode. You push somebody too far, they're gonna do shit that they don't normally say or do. And when you don't get help from the right people, you're gonna take matters into your own hands and you're gonna do shit that you would normally not do out of desperation. So me, my lawyer, and my friend, we survived that ambush. So sit and rotate, John. We survived your ambush.
Just love how he calls this an ambush, like he's a band of brigands that are just going around Akron countryside and just destroying stuff over there. Not sure why Cyraxx is saying that it's an ambush, but regardless, I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was phenomenal. Because he makes John sound like this supervillain that's just terrorizing everybody around Akron. But he's talking about how he survived this and that he got through it and that he's gonna be the one getting the last laugh whenever it's all gonna be him making a fool out of himself. And it's unlike Cyraxx to not do that, so he's gonna go do exactly what everybody expects him to do, which is rage out, call out the trolls, react to them, non-stop talk about them. However, he talked about protecting his family, in which, Chance, whipping out the little goblin is not you protecting your family, okay? It's not that deep. It's you trying to shut down their channels, trying to get them banned by whipping out the willy. And it's really not a great strategy to make yourself look like the hero at the end of the day.
Well, yes, I might have a lawyer to handle the hard stuff for me, which I'm very appreciative of, but I'm not stupid. I know how shit works. And what that motherfucking lawyer did was called ambushing and manipulation. And to be honest, I don't think the motherfucker's a real lawyer. I really don't, and neither does my friend. Because of the way he acted, it was too trollish. All four of you are going to be looking at very significant prison time for what you've done. What you guys did last night was nothing short of handing me and my friend and my lawyer a pure ass and a way out. The troll community leaders known as William Gloryhole, John, and Southern Harlot are done. Their fall has arrived. Their collapse has already happened as of last night, which means the Cyraxx Nation can finally build again and rise again, and I can go about my life. So to John's lawyer, you ain't even a real lawyer, motherfucker. And last night just fucking proved that even more. That literally proved that 1,000%. And to all the real supporters out there, man, I want to say thank you guys for showing the love and support that y'all have over these last 6 years, man. It means the world to me, bro. It means the world to me, my family, my friends, my brother Bloodbath. It means the world to all of us, man.
The delusion within him is palpable, where he's saying that his family appreciates everything that his supporters have done, in which I say to that, what supporters? What are you talking about? Chance, do you remember when Sally waved away those supposed fans that came to your house not that long ago? That happened. And you got pretty sad about that. You got pretty sad that you couldn't hang out with your fans. And clearly, Sally doesn't appreciate them, Chance, and you're gonna have to teach Sally a lesson in creating a fan base. You know, there's something called a fandom, in which they're very fascinating groups of people that have very interesting, well, hobbies, let's just say. However, Sally's elderly and she doesn't understand most of what's going on the internet. She's just letting Chance do all this ridiculous nonsense. She doesn't want to be involved in any of this stuff. Don't say that she supports the fan base, because she doesn't. She would look at them and tell them to go away, because she has done that. For somebody who says that he's gonna win, you sound really nervous about this whole thing, and it sounds more like you're trying to convince yourself above anybody else, but that's just my take on it. Chance argues up and down with John about the same ridiculous points over and over and over again. It's very repetitive, Cyraxx is. But beyond lawsuits and him trying to sue people, Cyraxx decided that he wanted to make a self-defense video. And my goodness, is this self-defense video just amazing. You know, if Cyraxx was a cake, this would be the cherry on top. And we're gonna get into that right here,
where I teach you guys how to use everyday items as self-defense tools that are legal in every state across the board, in all 50 states. And today we're going to be going over one of my personal favorites that I use all the time, that I carry with me, which are these 9mm guitar jacks. You can get these at Walmart, you can get them at Guitar Center, Amazon, eBay, wherever you guys do your shopping at. More than likely you can get these. Now, I know what you're thinking, well dude, those are guitar jacks, what are they going to do? Well, there's a mindset that you have to have. And that mindset is that everything on you is a weapon. Whether it's your keys, necklaces, bracelets, obviously your hands, rings. Everything you have on you can be a weapon in the right circumstance. Including these. And these are not sharp. I know what people are going to say, well, can't you stab somebody with these? No. Guitar jacks are not sharp. They have blunt, rounded ends. As you can see right there, they are blunt. They are not sharp. Now, they will leave an indent. They will leave an imprint on you whenever you do it hard enough. They will leave an indentation.
Now, I don't think I gotta tell you that this is not gonna work whatsoever. These guitar jacks are not gonna break any kind of skin. They're not even gonna leave a bruise. And you look smart enough to understand that, you, the viewer of this video. Chance is trying to express how these guitar jacks are gonna be able to be a life-changing event, that these are gonna save your life, similar to pepper spray or even a 2x4. However, there are several other weapons that are very much suited for self-defense. You can buy pepper spray at the store, anywhere just about. You're able to get them at Target, Walmart. Just look for them and you'll find them. Chance, dude, these are not weapons. These aren't even capable of being makeshift defense weapons. These are just guitar jacks. They're gonna break as soon as you try to use them, and plus they don't have a handle like a hammer or some kind of screwdriver, so they would not make a good makeshift weapon at all. I also love how he brings up the indentation, in which you know that he's sticking this up to his skin and seeing the little indent left behind that slowly disappears. Everybody has done that with like their fingernails or some other little instrument. It's just such a childish thing for him to bring up, like this is actually gonna cause damage. Oh, it's an indent in the skin and it's gonna hurt. No, it's not. It's just a little indent. It means nothing.
You know, you can, carry these in your pocket, you can get on a plane, do whatever, and, nobody's gonna think anything of it, because who's really gonna think about, like, oh, guitar jacks? Like, that's not a weapon. This dude's obviously traveling, he's obviously a musician, or maybe you're an electrician, and you need two 9mm jacks or something other than an electric guitar. Like, maybe you work on amplifiers, or something like that, and you need a 9mm jack for that, or whatever. I'm throwing out examples of what, people would think. Because when you walk up to somebody and they have two 9mm jacks in their hand, they're not going to think, oh, that's a weapon. They're going to think, oh, this guy's obviously going to the Guitar Center. Show them, like, hey, I need this kind of jack, or whatever. And the cool thing about these is not only do they double as a self-defense tool, they also double as a fidget toy, because if you guys don't know, 9mm jacks, they screw apart. So, like, say, like, you're in traffic or whatever, and you're waiting for that long-ass red light that we've all been at, you can sit there and you can, you can fidget with it like this, You can sit there, fidget with it.
Oh yes, this is extremely childish. Chance playing with guitar jacks in the middle of his room talking about how they're defense weapons. Meanwhile, he's never really gotten into a fight and won in his entire life. Why would you take advice from somebody like that? I sure as hell wouldn't, because I'm gonna lose the fight anyway. I just don't want the advice from Chance Wilkins to make myself look even worse. But it is quite bizarre that he's talking about these things and how they're multi-purpose, like, oh, you can use them for all this other stuff, like if you're an electrician, you might need an amplifier or something like that. Chance, you've never been an electrician ever in your entire life, so why would you know anything about being an electrician or what they would need on the job? I don't know, it's just a very strange thing where Cyraxx is trying to relate this to other things upon people's lives, because I think he knows that they only have one specific purpose, so he's just gonna try and make up other purposes for guitar jacks. It's just a very strange thing that Cyraxx does pretty often, but he's trying to look cool, and you're gonna see just how cool it gets.
You can hold it like this, and nobody's gonna think anything of it, because when you punch, you're not going like this, you're going like this. You want to punch like that. Now, the thing you can do is when you're punching, you can take the inside of your thumb, press it out like that. So essentially you can go. Now one good thing is if you have the time to do it, here's one cool trick that you can do is you can use it like this, have two of them in your fist, you know, boom, boom, you can hammer fist with it, or you can slide them inside each other and use it, you know, combat knife style, just, you know, you can use it in a combat knife situation. And one good thing that you can do is if you hold it like this right here, is say that somebody's got you by the shirt and they got you by two hands, you can actually come down and come up with it and do real damage. Because when you're coming down on solid bone on somebody, that's gonna hurt. That's metal hitting against bone right there. That's like, as you're coming down, you can hear just, you can just hear that just.
I truly believe that Cyraxx is trying to break the arms of every single troll as he makes this demonstration. But I'll tell you this, fellas, he'll never get one on me because I am Styled Moth, and I'm ready to fight him one-on-one in the local jousting event of Akron, Ohio. I'm gonna be the Black Knight riding my mighty steed, and he's gonna be the virgin boy drinking his soy coffee from Starbucks. That's how it's gonna be, and I'll see that it happens. Because Cyraxx is trying to demonstrate strength and prowess with these guitar jacks, and quite frankly, I'm a little intimidated. But like I said, I'm not gonna go down without a fight. If Cyraxx wants to joust against me, I'm full and willing to take that challenge. However, in all reality, this is not something that would hurt anybody. He already explained that it's not sharp, so how would you even use it as a knife? He already demonstrated that he should slash and clash with it or whatever, and it's just like, no, Chance, it's not gonna work. You already explained that it's not sharp, it's blunt, so why would you try to use it as a knife? It's just very bizarre to me that he would even try to do this.
Again, you just want to say something's coming at you, you can just deploy one into one hand and get at the ready. Just again, you want to, when you're doing that and you see them coming at you, you can either do like I said, or if you want to, if they're coming quick and you know you're not going to be able to use that knife technique, you can literally just deploy one into one hand and boom, 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 you know, do whatever you got to do. But like I said, this is just one tool that I carry on me on a daily basis. I carry these everywhere I go. Whether I'm going to the store, whether I'm going out for a walk, whether I'm just going out onto my porch to check the mail. Like, I always have these on hand. I carry them around the house from time to time. Especially when family is at home, given the nature of, you know, that people know where I live and stuff like that.
Cyraxx is worried that ninjas are gonna jump out of the bushes and scare him and Sally on their daily trip to Walmart to buy 600 cans of Faygo and 2 honey buns. Cyraxx is terrified of the trolls, and he believes that they're watching him every single second, and maybe they are. Cyraxx has made other self-defense videos in the past where he demonstrated that a screwdriver is really good at stabbing and poking people. It's very effective at breaking skin, I must say. It's definitely better than a guitar jack. I just think it's crazy that he calls it a knife technique. It's not a knife technique, Chance. It's you playing pretend. But I digress, my friends. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Cyraxx has been losing it. He's been absolutely livid this past couple weeks, and it's been a wild ride. It's been awesome. However, I want to go ahead and do my shoutouts. I'd like to shout out Turbo Ninja, False Avatar, Halloween Nerd, Lewis, Tubby Thunder 43, Jason Cruel, Jin Not Jin 2, Trixie Bella, The Loopy, Bubbles 956, David Stinky Finger, Piran Bay, Jordan Ramirez, Saggy Raggy, John Christian Cavelli, Dreadhead David 420, Tannis Finest, Whiskey Pink 42, Ghost of Lizardman, Jeff of the David Clan, Okie Doll, Madam Gooseberry, also David Grunga, Depressed Rabbit, Brett VT, Zol Champion of First Claw, O Oversoul, The Black Pearl, Edward Walden Hain, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve's Creepy Van, Evan Reed, Curse Decals, Lord of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Rabata-san, Baka no Sensei, Mochi Cakes, Mad 33s, and Dark Chocolate. Thank you guys for y'all's support, and I'll see you in the next one.